Building an emergency fund is one of the most essential steps to achieving financial stability. In building an emergency fund, why it's a non-negotiable, we delve into why having this financial safety net is crucial for protecting yourself against life's unexpected events, such as job loss, medical emergencies, or urgent home repairs. An emergency fund prevents you from falling into debt, reduces stress, and provides financial flexibility when you need it most. Today we will talk about building an emergency fund, why it's a non-negotiable. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. What is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a stash of money set aside specifically to cover unexpected and urgent financial needs. Unlike your regular savings account, which might be used for planned expenses like vacations or a down payment on a house, an emergency fund is reserved solely for emergencies. The goal is to create a cushion that allows you to handle life's curveballs without resorting to debt, such as high-interest credit cards or personal loans, or derailing your financial goals. Why an emergency fund is non-negotiable. Protects against income loss. One of the most critical reasons to have an emergency fund is to safeguard against income loss. If you unexpectedly lose your job or your income stream is interrupted, an emergency fund can help you cover essential expenses like rent, groceries, and utilities until you find a new job or source of income. The job market can be unpredictable, and it can take weeks or even months to secure new employment. Prevents accumulating high-interest debt. Without an emergency fund, you may be forced to rely on credit cards or personal loans when unexpected expenses arise. Unfortunately, these options often come with high interest rates that can lead to a cycle of debt, making it difficult to recover financially. By having a dedicated emergency fund, you can pay for these unforeseen expenses without incurring additional debt. Reduces financial stress. The psychological benefits of having an emergency fund are as important as the financial ones. Knowing that you have a safety net in place can significantly reduce stress and anxiety. Life is full of uncertainties, but having an emergency fund can give you peace of mind and a sense of control over your financial future. This confidence can also improve your overall well-being and allow you to make better financial decisions without being driven by fear or desperation. Allows for financial flexibility. An emergency fund gives you the flexibility to make decisions that are in your best long-term interest. For example, if you face an unexpected health issue, having money set aside allows you to focus on recovery without worrying about how you will pay for medical bills. Similarly, if a major home repair is needed, you can take care of the problem promptly, potentially saving money in the long run by preventing further damage. Calculate your monthly expenses. Start by determining your essential monthly expenses. This includes rent or mortgage payments, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance premiums, and minimum debt payments. Do not include discretionary spending like dining out or vacations. Focus on what you need to survive. Steps to build an emergency fund. Set a realistic goal. Building an emergency fund can seem overwhelming, especially if your goal is a significant amount. Break it down into smaller, more manageable milestones. For example, start by saving 1 month's worth of expenses, then aim for 3 months, and so on. This approach can make the process feel less daunting and keep you motivated as you reach each milestone. Create a dedicated account. To keep your emergency fund separate from your regular savings and prevent the temptation to dip into it, open a dedicated savings account. An ideal account for your emergency fund is one that is easily accessible, but not so convenient that you're tempted to use it for non-emergencies. A high-yield savings account is a great option because it offers higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts, helping your money grow faster. Automate your savings. One of the most effective ways to build an emergency fund is to automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your emergency fund account each payday. Automating your savings ensures consistency and helps you prioritize your emergency fund over discretionary spending. Even if you can only contribute a small amount initially, every bit helps, and over time, these contributions will add up. Cut back on expenses. If you're struggling to find room in your budget to save, look for ways to cut back on non-essential expenses. Analyze your spending habits and identify areas where you can make adjustments, such as dining out less often, canceling unused subscriptions, or shopping for groceries more mindfully. The money you save from these changes can be redirected to your emergency fund. While cutting expenses may require some lifestyle adjustments, the long-term benefits of financial security are well worth it. Increase your income. If cutting expenses alone isn't enough, consider finding ways to increase your income. This could include taking on a part-time job, freelancing, or selling unused items around your home. Use any windfalls, such as tax refunds, bonuses, or gifts, to boost your emergency fund. While increasing your income may require additional time and effort, it can significantly accelerate the process of building your emergency fund. Where to keep your emergency fund? The accessibility of your emergency fund is crucial. You want to be able to access the money quickly in case of an emergency, but you also want the funds to earn some interest. A high-yield savings account, money market account, or even a short-term certificate of deposit, CD, are good options. Avoid putting your emergency fund in investments like stocks or mutual funds, as the value of these investments can fluctuate, and you may not have the money you need when you need it. Money market account. Similar to a high-yield savings account, but may require a higher minimum balance. It typically comes with check-writing privileges, which can be helpful in an emergency. Short-term CDs. If you don't mind locking up your money for a set period, a short-term CD can offer higher interest rates. However, keep in mind that withdrawing early from a CD usually incurs a penalty, so this option is less flexible. When to use your emergency fund. An emergency fund is a foundational element of a solid financial plan. It not only provides a buffer against unexpected expenses, but also supports other financial goals. For instance, having an emergency fund allows you to invest with confidence, knowing that you won't have to liquidate investments in a downturn to cover unforeseen costs. It also enables you to avoid derailing your retirement savings or other long-term goals when emergencies arise. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.